All right. So the video today, my bad, I ain't been here in a while. Video today, the downfalls of being a gang member. Reason why I want to make this video is because I keep seeing shit on YouTube where these niggas keep trying to glorify and romanticize like all their whole lifestyle. So I was trying to make a video, and luckily God has stopped me because I got the honor and privilege to have a guest here today. She don't want to show her face, but my beautiful, lovely wife, she's also from an 80s baby from California and grew up in the gang culture. So look, my phone's still tripping. But been around it, family members and all the other shit, so I thought it'd be great to have her perspective too on it. Let's start off first, like when you start noticing. When did you come to grips, like when a gang? Me personally, of course it was like when I was in Mar Vista. I don't know, I had to be like 6, 7, or 8 years old, somewhere around that time. And the little girl used to babysit me and Daryl with Jenny. I remember I seen we was outside playing this shit, and it was a motherfucker. He couldn't be too old because we was so young. He had to be a teenager, but he was driving a car, but he had a black eye. I mean, he pulled up in the driveway, turned around like on the next apartment, and then fucking. I just remember Jenny was like, "Oh, he just got corded in." I was like, "What the fuck does that mean?" And then I was like, "All right," which I would learn later. So, anyways, fucking. That was when I first started noticing. How about you? You're not on camera. Fuck you acting all scared for?
I'm not even acting scared. Just calm your tone. But
yeah, sorry. I'm kind of
like, I don't know. It's always been there.
It's always been there?
It's always been there. Like when I really think back to my whole life, it's always been there. My Uncle Keith and all that, they.
No names on here.
I ain't saying it, but it's like they were deep in this shit. So that was my life. Like I knew no different. Like when I realized it was other than black people, I was like 9, and we moved to the Valley from LA. And
like essays,
it was, yep, it sure the fuck was. It was the MS's and the Columbuses, and we just so happened to stay in the apartment.
No names.
I ain't telling them the gang members, but that's when I realized, like, hold up, so these other people have groups like this too? Like,
exactly, yeah, like a tribe, like some tribal shit.
So in my head, like I said, it wasn't. And this way it says, it's not that I'm trying to glorify. It was something I grew up around, so it was
exactly
natural.
So it was romanticized, like this is what it is.
But it wasn't though. But it wasn't though, because
it was. Well, to me, it was like this is what I was like. All right, eventually came to that point, like this is what I want to be.
No, not never. Because if I get specific on what I remember, that shit was all bad. That shit was all bad.
Everything was all bad back then.
I wouldn't say, like I said, I'm not saying that it said like, this is
everything
never.
Was like all bad back then.
None of it, no.
The 80s and the early 90s and the mid 90s were like fucked up. Like out there, they were fucked up.
For whatever.
Everywhere.
But the difference is what I saw didn't make me want to be part of the family. I did not.
It was a war. It was a war. It was a war zone.
See, no. I'm not talking about. So you're talking about like in the streets.
But drugs too. That's where the drugs come in.